Hello people, this is Power here to review the Zero-One Ridewatch from Kamen Rider Zi-O. This is the ride watch that got released via campaign of the hidden Zero-One driver, which I still don't have because it's still expensive. I'm waiting to get it for like 45, around 40. And obviously I wanted a Zero-One Ridewatch for obvious reasons. But yeah, for some reason, even though Zero-One is a main rider, they decided to do the campaign style. So yeah, and I just filmed this a while, like just a few seconds ago, but his packaging is like this really flimsy plastic, not like cross where it's like terrible, nor gem, it's in between. This is literally just like all out. But yeah, we'll just get with it right away. So here we have the Zero-One Ridewatch out of its packet. And as you can see here, its colors are really basic. The neon yellow is actually kind of bright on here. But, I kind of do appreciate the yellow just because I think the only other rider we have yellow on is Kiva. But, obviously because Zero-One is mainly yellow, neon yellow, so this is appropriate. And I do like the fact that his base is just simply like black. I holding out gates, it's like silver. So rider symbol 2019 button, again it's the same format. QR code for Butaba Gamba, reset button 026. So we're that early. And his face, which I really do like. This is like one of the few things I really do like about the campaign ones, is that they actually managed to like make this look clean. And because I have build here, this just like, okay, I will say like build kind of has like grown on me, but I don't know, it's just the inconsistency just because of this. I just like it that it's like a sticker chopped into like 2 sections. Anyways, actually we should just keep it like that for the sounds. Obviously, rider announcement. I was actually kind of fearing that they would have done like a build Gashat thing and just have the voices of the Zero-One driver voices. Like, I didn't have an issue with it with the build Gashat. I thought it was off-putting at first, but then it ended up being my favorite rider Gashat. But I was fearing that they were going to do the same thing too, but I'm happy that they kept consistency. Now this is going to restart. Nice description. I don't like the fact that they excluded the tick-in, because now it's going to make people's arguments of these are Gashmon candy toys more correct, or it's going to falsely lead them into like, yeah, these are definitely Gashmon candy toys. No, they're not. I really want to enforce that these are not. These are their own entities. Please stop putting them with their cousins. I really like Zero-One's rider symbol. I really want more Zero-One ride watches. So there's Zi-O. Just because, like, I find it funny, this is actually technically the only Zi-O, like, campaign ride watch they put out. So that's unique. So as you can tell, Zero-One actually produces the Zi-O 2 standby, which is really cool with me because this is my favorite standby for obvious reasons. Okay, let me explain everything of what I love about this. Oh, Okay, so like obviously, Zero-One actually used the Rider 2019 screen, which I'll go into more later. I really like Zero-One's jingle. It's original, which is neat. I like the progress and the Zero-One, and I like the ending sound of, because that's technically where they cut to like the text to speech voice. But gosh, I really like his jingle. The only thing I don't really understand is like, as you heard, like he actually does like, this is the first ride watch that actually produces like of its kind, and like including Gashapon and Cane Toy and Buildable, that it actually produces the turning sound, because the Rider 2019 track it uses doesn't have that, because it was meant for like power up esque thing, but they just use Geo's turning sound, which kind of limits it. So like if I wanted to use Gates, I can't. I technically can't, because it's just going to produce Geo's turning. I just would have wished they'd done like a Zero-One sound, something unique, so then like it feels new. So obviously it still uses the screen. So we get the rising time break, rising coming from rising impact. Another few things that put in more evidence of what this track is specifically supposed to do. First of all, the way they like handle the turning is kind of weird, because they have the turning sound, but then it cuts straight to rising. So which is why it doesn't really work here. But then also it's just that the screen just cuts to attack right away, because Zero-One's track is supposed to be one that's singular, because it's in that range of tracks that are just singular with the Geo2 ride watch, or that are singular like the Geo2 ride watch. I meant. I'm going on and off about stuff, but obviously if we use it with Decade, Kamen Rider. So what do I think about the Zero-One Ride Watch? Do I even say that? I don't. I'm so inconsistent. I think it's a really neat ride watch, just because it's the first ride watch of the Reiwa era. So obviously Zero-One getting one is pretty neat. If it's going to show up in Reiwa the first generation, we don't know about that, because they're being very vague with it, as always. So, maybe. So, but I like it overall. I think it kind of sucks that Zero-One wasn't just like a left one or a right one, so then like his jingle would have just been Kamen Rider Zero-One, that kind of thing. I just think it also kind of just sucks that he's not DX, because now he's inconsistent with all the other main riders, including Amazon's. So like he's the only main rider that's not DX, which kind of sucks. So, okay, you can include Decade too. Okay, but so I think that kind of sucks, and just the way that as I said before, I don't like the way that they shoved in Geo's twisting sound for the twisting in this ride watch. I think they should have just done a Zero-One sound or something that makes it so then you can actually like, use it with other ones nicely. But other than that, this is a really nice ride watch, and the funny part too is that you can scan progress keys with this. I like this. Like, I'm pretty sure this is like really ironic, but My gosh, I like. Let's do this. Why aren't you working? You were working so much before. Okay, like, I'm not gonna stop until I get this to work, because it was literally working. So, like, you can just get the Zero-One Ridewatch to authorize progress keys. I think that's really neat, even though it's just because of the speaker, but yeah, that's basically it for this Ridewatch. So, this is PowerRider, and I'll leave you people.
That can tromp through concrete.
Bye.
Sharp ability.